Hello everyone, welcome to this 20-minute morning yoga sequence. We'll be moving through the full body, getting a little bit of everything from gentle stretching to sun salutations and feel-good movements. So all you're going to need is your yoga mat or some clear space around you. Make your way onto your back. Draw your knees in towards your chest and give them a hug. Take a deep breath here to ground yourself on your mat. And maybe find some movement, rocking side to side. Maybe taking your knees and moving them in a counterclockwise direction, massaging out the lower back and spine. And then maybe switching directions, going in a clockwise direction, just finding some movement, just starting to wake up the body. And we'll come into happy baby pose. So grab the outer edges of your feet and pull your feet down towards you as you draw your knees towards your shoulders, feeling a nice stretch and opening up through your hips and pelvis while keeping your back still rooted into the ground. And maybe finding some movement, straightening one leg and then the other, just starting to ease into the hamstrings. I know those can be sometimes tight in the mornings. So just finding whatever movement speaks to you today. And then return your knees to a neutral position. Take your right palm on your left knee and guide your knees over to the right. Reach your left arm to the left and shift your gaze to the left, just twisting out here. And we'll switch sides, twisting in the other direction, maybe shifting your gaze to the right for an extra stretch. And then come through to center. Find a gentle rock on your spine if that's suitable for your practice. And then step back and meet me in a tabletop position. So your hips tracking over your knees. Now reverse your wrists. So this time your fingertips are pointing towards your knees and find some gentle sways forward and backwards, just stretching out through the wrists and forearms. And flip your palms over, connect your palms to the mat. Find some circular motions. Again, just stretching out through those wrist joints. And reverse the direction. And make this movement as intuitive as you'd like. Maybe flipping your palms over so your palms face up and stretching out your wrists that way. When we're all done stretching out our wrists, we'll meet in tabletop for some cat-cows. So on every inhale, arching your spine and broadening through your shoulders, lifting up, and exhale, round and curl and protract your shoulders. And just repeating this for a few breaths. Now tuck your toes under, shift your hips up and back, and meet me in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. If you feel tightness in your calves and hamstrings, maybe start to pedal out your feet here, moving in a way that stretches out your body in a comfortable way. And then find stillness. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up and back in three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Exhale, square off your hips, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Step it between your palms, lower your back left leg down, and inhale, rise up into Anjaneyasana. Take your right palm to your left thigh and reach your left arm up and over. Feel the extension and long line of energy running through the left side of your body and out your left fingertips. Now exhale and frame your front right foot with your hands. Curl your back toes under, lift up into a high crescent lunge, reaching your palms up towards the sky. Inhale, find length. And exhale, return to your low lunge, rising up into Anjaneyasana. Returning to that twist, bringing your right palm to your left thigh, just for one breath. And then set your left palm down, raise your right arm up into a twisted side angle pose. As you inhale, find length, broaden across your heart space. Exhale, sink your hips towards your mat and pivot on your back left toes. Inhale, reach your right arm all the way up and over and raise your hips. And exhale, sink your hips, reach your right arm back. And just flow through this movement repeatedly, about 5 times. Now pivot on your back toes, coming into pyramid pose, finding length through the tailbone all the way up to the base of your neck, and then exhaling, folding over your thigh, relaxing the back of the neck and shoulders, finding a nice stretch in your right hamstring. Now step your left leg back, reach your right leg all the way up and back, bend your knee, open up your hip. Close off your hip and bring your right foot to meet your left, coming back into downward facing dog. We'll move through the same sequence now, just on the other side. So reach your left leg all the way up and back, bend your knee, open your hip. Feel a nice side body stretch. Now close off your hip and draw your left knee in towards your chest. Step it between your palms, lower your back right leg down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana, sinking your hips towards the mat. This time, bring your left palm to your right thigh and stretch all the way up and over through your right arm. Frame your front left foot, curl your back toes under, rise up into high crescent lunge. Exhale, frame your front foot, lower your back right leg down. Inhale, rise up into Anjaneyasana, coming back into that twist for one breath. Bring your right palm to your mat, reach through your left arm, open up through your heart space. Exhale, sink your hips towards your mat, reach your left arm back. Inhale, bring your left arm all the way up and over. Exhale, sink to your mat. And again, just flowing through this fluidly, breathing into your side body as you find length all the way through the side body, out through the fingertips. Now square off your hips and come into pyramid pose with your left leg out in front, right leg turned on about a 45-degree angle. And just bowing over your thighs, surrendering, feeling a nice lengthening and stretching through the backs of your hamstrings and calves. Now I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Let's take a sun salutation together. Inhale, rise high up onto your toes. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold your chest over your thighs. Inhale, root to rise, reach up. Exhale, bring your palms to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into a high plank. Lower your knees, chest, and then your chin to your mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling over your toes, downward facing dog. We'll take one more sun salutation together, just starting to build some heat. Inhaling, rise up to the top of your mat. Find a forward fold. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, folding deeper. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, palms to your center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into a high plank. Lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice grounding breath. Inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Now meet me in a tabletop position, bringing your knees to your mat. We'll go for some spinal stretches. So first, bring your right knee all the way up and back, squeezing your right glute. Stay here for one breath. And switch off the legs, this time bringing your left leg all the way up and back, maintaining broad shoulders. Now reach your right leg up and back again. And maybe for an added stretch, bring your left arm all the way around to grab hold of your right leg, stretching out through the left shoulder. And we'll switch sides. So this time, bring your left leg up and back. Maybe stay here, or if you want that extra stretch through the shoulder, reach your right arm all the way back and grab hold of your left leg. And release the left leg. Exhale, sit back into a child's pose for 2 breaths. Rise up out of your child's pose and meet me on your belly. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your mat and come up onto your fingertips. We'll go for some spinal waves here. So on your inhale, rise up, arch through your spine and broaden across your collarbones. And exhale, sink back down, bring your forehead to your mat. Just undulating through the spine, moving in a way that releases maybe some tension you may have in your neck and shoulders and lower back, but just being gentle with yourself. Now that we've warmed up the spine, option to go for locust pose, Shalabhasana. Interlace your fingers behind your back, draw your shoulders down and back, and on your exhale, lift your chest up off your mat. Option to also lift your legs up off your mat. Squeeze through the glutes, hold it. And exhale, release. Bring your forehead to meet your palms on your mat. Just take a breath, feel the energy radiating through your legs and shoulders and back, and take a rest. Now bring your palms to the sides of your chest and push back into child's pose just for a breath. Now roll through tabletop, curl your back toes under, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now we'll take a sun salutation together with some stretching in between. Step to the top of your mat and find a forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, interlace your fingers, open your palms to the sky and reach towards the right, stretching out your left side body. And come back through center, this time reaching up and over to the left. And come back through center. This time interlace your fingers behind your back, broaden across your shoulders, bend into your knees and open up your heart space and just breathe here. And release the clasp. Reach your arms up, palms connect. Exhale, palms to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump back into high plank. Lower chaturanga, vinyasa of your choice. Upward dog, meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, rise high onto your toes. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Find your forward fold. Just hang heavy here for a moment. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows and finding some sways. Breathe into the backs of your hamstrings. Maybe notice how they feel now that we've been moving a little bit. Maybe you feel a little bit more mobile than you did at the beginning of practice. Just notice how you feel today in your body. Another option to bring your palms and clasp them behind your neck and just draw your neck towards your thighs, finding a little bit of traction just to find lengthening all the way through the spine. I find this helps. Now slowly roll all the way up to standing. Interlace your fingers. We'll go for those side bends one more time, reaching over to the right, back through to center, and reaching over to the left. Interlace your hands behind your back and exhale, bow your chest over your thighs, draw your shoulders down and back, feel a nice stretch. And gently rise up, reach up, exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, step back, sink your hips all the way back, coming into child's pose. Now roll through into upward facing dog. Exhale, send your hips back, child's pose. And doing this one more time, rolling through into upward dog, finding a nice back bend. And exhale, child's pose. This time in your child's pose, bring your palms behind you and clasp your palms behind your back. Now gently rise up, taking a seat on the back of your heels. Take a moment just to reconnect to your breath. We've been moving fluidly now for about 20 minutes, so take a moment and just realign your focus to the rhythm of your breath, maybe feeling a little more energized and refreshed, ready to start your day. Now stretch out the neck by leaning your left ear to your left shoulder and giving your right shoulder a massage. And you can do the same thing this time on the other side. Reach your right ear towards your right shoulder. And if it feels good, find some circular motions with your neck, reaching your right ear from your right shoulder, down and to the left, and repeating this just a few times. roll your shoulders down and back. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your palms to your heart. I'd love to leave you with just a positive message before you go on and continue on with your days. So you can use this as a mantra as you go through your day today. Today it's pretty simple. Today will be a great day. Today will be a great day. I know these words are simple, but sometimes simple words are most powerful. So I just want to thank you so much for joining me in this morning yoga flow. I hope to see you again. Namaste.